a sense of awesome scale. Awesome scale. Not as awesome as the one that I knew before. I'm going to just say awesome through this whole video. But I just gained it. I mean, just go for it. When I was a boy, I was studying astronomy as a teenager, and I was out alone in the desert, and I had been studying about Johannes Kepler and Tycho Brahe, and how their appreciation of the scope and the movement of the planets and their efforts to gain understanding about the strange eccentric motions of the planets, and all that stuff was in my head, and I was out alone in the desert camping by myself, young boy, teenage boy, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and the stars were blazing overhead, and I stood up out, it was in an tent, I just stood up out of my sleeping bag, and stood, and from sky to sky, just from horizon to horizon, blazing stars, and I could pick out the planets. I could see Mars and Jupiter and Saturn, and it was nearing dawn, and Venus was on the horizon as well, and I could see the glowing embers of the sun just peeking over. It's still a while ways from dawn, but you could just see the glow on the horizon, and it suddenly hit me. I could gain I had the perspective. I could see where I stood on this planet, with the sun over there, and Mars and Jupiter and Saturn and Venus over there, and knowing where their respective locations were in the solar system. And I could see, it was like standing on a high precipice looking out over mountain ranges and understanding the scale of how everything sat, with light dotting in the distance, and the sweeping arm of the Milky Way galaxy across the sky. And it was an awesome perspective, an utterly monumental, moving moment in a young boy's life to have that, and I stood there in awe, probably with a sliver of drool down onto the desert floor as tarantulas crawled across the ground. That was the morning that I woke up and discovered there was a male tarantula migration going on that night. The desert floor was carpeted with giant tarantulas crawling all around. Anyway, that's another story. That perspective, that sense of scale, just it's the kind of thing that shapes one's life and has a moment of it's a pivotal moment. I could go on and on about it, but I just had another one just now, a flashing one, nothing like that one just going on, but I'm going to share it with you real quick. Here it's a beautiful sky. I'm sitting on my parents' my in-laws' Genkan in front of the house, just coming back from a ride, and I was just coming by over here, and I noticed something in the sky. There is the tail end of a typhoon passing over, and check this out. It's not as dramatic as the dance of the planets in the spiral arm of the galaxy, but look at that. Can you see, is it showing up in the camera? Do you see that massive cloud bank over there? And can you see way over there, you can see through to the end. And then if you follow it up like this, cross, breaks in the clouds, big, awesome clouds all the way across until it patches out over there, peters out. Now, it may not be showing up in here, and I'll try to hold it for the camera still for a moment. Can you see how the clouds are moving? Slowly this way. And over here, slowly this way, that big bank over there moving. As I was riding along and I was glimpsing this, I was realizing, again, another sense of scale. The scale of a typhoon, of a hurricane, as they're called in the Atlantic, moving over us. And the big, if you've ever seen a hurricane photo from the space, or a typhoon, the big swirling arms, big arms swirling out from the center. And that's what you're seeing right there. That's one of those big giant arms swirling out, and it's rotating. It's rotating this way. And there's the eye of the storm is somewhere over there. And there's a counterbalance swirling up a cloud, swirling the other way. Again, another awesome sense of scale revealed in just a moment without expectation or without any planning. Just love that kind of stuff. Keep your eyes open for it, folks. It's great. It's happening all around us, big and small. Isn't life great? Isn't the world an awesome place? Okay, see y'all later. Bye-bye.